I just don't believe I'm the only person. And there's somewhere some people involved in real estate and other things that are much more skilled at this than I could ever be, that could probably bring the right kind of attention to this matter in a way that would benefit so many people. And so there you go. And here's the last certificate of title, I mean, quit claim. So I owned all the properties. There should be no question about that. And if you were to go to, and what's crazy, if you go to these books inside of the public records and hit them now, I'm going to show up there. What you're not going to see is where there was ever a transaction that took me off the properties. And these, again, were all properties that, as you can see, the certificate of sale, the clerk of courts sells properties on a regular basis. The part two of this segment will be, I'm going to bring Dave in. He's going to explain the process by which he acquired the properties. And the clerk does, and I think you own a couple of properties, Rick. Have you ever bid on a property, Rick, through foreclosure or through clerk sale?
No, not through foreclosure or clerk sale, but just regular purchasing a house and having the deed to it. But I did have a question. When all of this was going on, as far as them taking your properties, did you have other pending cases going on, and other things that probably had an effect overall?
Oh, of course. In fact, when the criminal case started, I was in the process of trying to appeal and fight for these properties. And I'm gonna go through and you see the certificate of title. Here's a certificate of, I mean, sale. Here's a certificate of title that went to Dave. But yeah, I was fighting in the federal court for a couple of things. And once the criminal case started, I dropped everything and focused on the criminal case because, again, I was facing 5 years in prison because I was charged with perjury in an official proceeding. And I can get into
Right.
that in a later one, or you can go back and kind of see it. But yeah, I had to give it up because I didn't want to go to prison for not fighting that. This
Right.
time I kind of let go. But what's interesting, Rick, as a property owner is, and I'm pretty sure this might be going through your head, is how did the property change possession if I didn't get removed
Sir.
through some sort of process? How did they clear title, right? That's my question. For Are there
Right.
any real estate people out there who may see this? How did they clear title if there was never an evidentiary hearing and I was never divested of ownership through process? So
Yeah,
you
were
can
you
see,
properly served?
as far no,
Yeah,
but I
that's
was
just
I'm,
wow.
I'm absolutely the bona fide owner at some point in time. So even if I'm not even arguing that the bank could not have a superior interest, and I'm going to get to showing y'all that in a second. But here's the one for this one is for Tuscany. I say Tuscany because there's two N's and not one. Um, but the in Brandon, here's the same thing that happens for Clareside, certificate of sale from the clerk, and he was a high bidder, as you can see. The proceeds of the sale are retained. He got the proceeds from it, and then that's actually where Dave owned the property before he transferred it to me. And you can see the same thing. At one time, Dave owned the properties and transferred it to me. The same thing goes around for each one of the properties. So it's not like I'm not making this up.